All right, guys, so this is the statistics questions, the answers for the statistics questions. So there we go. All right, so it says here, we're looking at these things. It says the lower of the group, the lower limit of the median class. Ooh, ooh. What is the median class? So we got to add up all of these numbers. So let's see, 29. So you just add up all so you could see where the median would fall. This question is a bit different. So let's find out which one is the median class. 29 plus 47 plus 24 plus 39 plus 11. So it's 150 people in this class. So we want to know where half of that is. 150 times half divided by 2 is half, is about 75. So where would we find 75? 29 plus 47 is 76. So this go up to 76. So that means this is the median class, right? And they said the lower limit. The lower limit is 31. So the answer is A. I hope you all see that. People would have gone and think it's this, but it's not this. You have to find all the total sum of the how much people in the class. So you add up the frequency, that's 150, and half of 150 is 75. So you're looking for the 75th person. When you add these two, you get 76. So that means the 75th person drop in here. So that's why you get 31. How many children have a mass? At most 50. At most 50. So 50 is here. So that means we have to add up these three. So if we add 29 plus 47, like we did before, that's 76, plus the 24, that's 100. So it's 100. The answer is D. This refers to the frequency scores obtained by students, the modal score. So we got to see which one has the most people, 12. So that means the modal score is 8. Remember, you look for which one have the highest frequency. The highest frequency is 12, and the score that has the highest frequency is 8. So your answer is A. All right, we got a cumulative frequency curve here. So it says the lower quartile marked. So lower quartile will be the lower quarter. So first thing first, we're going to find the median first. The median is 100. Where is 100? 100 is here. And half of 100 is 50. So we just got to find 50. Well, let me just make sure, see? So this is 100, 120, because each one is 20. So let's take a look here. So that means this is 60, because 40, 60, 80. So half would go like, half would be like here, about here, right? So that's about 30, anywhere around 30. So the lower quartile is about 30. Hope you all see that, because I can't draw a straight line. So what I did is I did my best to um, all right, so that's what I'm saying. So 50 is here. 50 is halfway here. So if I was to go across and bring it down, that's where you're gonna land. So it's about 30. So my answer is A. What do they say? 37.5. Let me see if that's true. Let's go again. Where is 50? This is 100. This is 40. This is 60. So remember me got a straight ruler here. So it kind of messing up my eyes. Let's see if that's true. So 50, that's 2, that's here. How do you get that? That's not correct. Because 37.5 would be somewhere up here. It didn't ask for the median, it asked for the lower quartile. So the lower quartile, the median, this is wrong. The median would have been 37. Can you see this is 35? The median is 37.5. It says the lower quartile. So the lower quartile is A. So this is wrong. So whoever did this needs to fix this. This is A. I got these answers from online websites. So that's why it's not 100% accurate. That's why when we go through it, we figure out what mistakes were made. So that person didn't read that question properly. And you know what probably happened too? They probably assume that it's asking for the median. And that's why they choose that. All right. So there we go. A child is selected at random. What is the probability that a child is more than 4 years old? So more than 4 means these three. So that means we got to add these numbers. So how much people in there in all? Because remember, probability is a fraction. I'm assuming it's 15 since these two got 15, but let's see. This would be 3, this would be 4, this would be 2, this would be 5, this would be 1. So we're going to add these as 5, that's 12. 12 over 15, you divide by 3, that's 4 out of 5. So our answer is 4 out of 5, which is D. 600 students sit in an examination. The probability we are randomly selected students passing is how many? So you just gotta find 4/5 of that. So 4/5 of 600. So 5 into 7, 5 into 60 goes 12. So that's 120 times 4, 12 times 4 is 48. Add the 0. So it asks how much students fail because this is pass. So you could even just find 1/5 of the 600 one time. So that will give us the 120. So your answer is C. So you could find the 480 and subtract from the 600. But what I'm saying is that's more work. You could just subtract 4/5 from a whole, and that will give you 1/5, and you just find 1/5, which would be the failing. All right. So let's write this out. All right. I thought I did these options here. So this is a mistake. This should have A at all. So let's see. Which will follow 58 students. Oh, yeah, so this was correct. This A had no options. This A had no options for a reason. So let me just take out this. This is just information that it needed. So this is nothing to answer. So answer key for this should be 0. All right, so it says here 39. The mode number of books is, who got the highest? 13. So your answer is 5. Right? 5. So your answer is A. The median number of books the students bought sale is, okay, so check this out. It says it's 58 students, right? This is a lot of work. You got to multiply these two. Missing no. So 58, so that's a 58 divided by 2. 58 divided by 2 is 29. So where did the 29 person fall? This would be 18. Remember 58 is an even number, so we gotta split it. So let's see. 18 plus 13 is 31. So that means it fell inside of this book 5. 5 books. So the answer is 5 books. So the answer is B. Yeah. So I hope you all see what I did there. You add up 58 students in the class, you divide that by 2, that's 29. So you're looking for really 29 and 30. Maybe it's 2 things. And then you look to see where they fall, which category. All right. So this refers to that. If the student's playing football, how many students are in the group? Football is 90 over 360. So this is something you should know. 90 over 360 is a quarter. So if a quarter of the students play football and they want the whole, how much you need to get a whole? 8 times 4, you need 4 out of 4. So you just multiply this number by 4, and that's the answer. 0, 2, 3, 720. So the answer is C. Because remember, 1/4 is that. So a whole needs 4 quarters. So you just multiply by 4. How many customers bought at least 6 kg? So at least means 6 kg and more. 6 kg and more. So that means the numbers that we need is 6 and above. So this would be 11. This would be 5. This would be 4. This would be 7 because it's half, right? Because remember, everyone is 2, so a half would be 1. So this would be what? 3. So let's add these numbers. That's 10. 10, 14, 19, 30. So that would be 30 people. So that would be C. Then this here say the interquartile range of the set measurements is. So to find the interquartile range, you need the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So first, if 20 is the total, this is the medium. So this is the lower quartile. So where does this fall? This fall here. So if this is, each is 2. So 2 divided by 5, 0.4. So this would be 2.4, which is the lower quartile. 2.4 is the lower quartile. And the upper quartile. I hope how I understand how I get 4. Because if you count 2, from here to here is 2, and it's 5 boxes. 2 divided by 4 is 0, 0.5, sorry. No, it's 0.4, I was correct. Yeah, 2 divided by 5, sorry, not 4. 2 divided, because 5 boxes, right? 0.4. So every small box is 0.4 here. So that's the lower quartile. The upper quartile will obviously be half of the upper median, which is 15. So we go across here and this touch the line exactly. So if each one is 4, this would be 4.4, 4.8, 5.2, 5.2. So subtract 2.4 from 5.2. You borrow 1, we left back with 4. Is 8, which will give us what, 2.8? What is the closest thing to 2.8? 2.6. Let's see. I got B. Yup. So you see, even though I didn't get exactly the thing, I get close to it. So you pick your answer that's the closest. If I had a ruler pen, I could have easily drawn a line easier, but you know, we're working with what we're working with. All right, so we have some information here. So we have attitude towards math, positive, neutral, the 2 ethnicities, P and R, total. So this is how much people got to positive in all, neutral, negative in all. So it's 100 students. What a respondent from ethnic group P is selected. So that means our total is 60 because they're talking about ethnic P. So the denominator is 60, right? What is the probability that he has a negative attitude? What's the number for negative? The number for negative is 24. So it's 24 out of 60, and this could be broken down by using 6. So 10, 6 into this goes 4. This could break down even more, so that'll be 2 out of 5. So your answer is D. Miss Clark arranged 15 test scores of a student in order, and she selected the 8th score. How we know that's the median? Because first thing first, half of 15 is 7.5, and you don't want to get 7.5, you round it off to 8. So the number that she recorded obviously would be the median, and I just makes sense. Refer to the following diagram, shows the cumulative frequency based on the mark of two. How many students recorded at most 45 marks? So you're gonna go at most, that means no more than 45. So this is 45. So we go up. That's 100. That's the second box. So that look like, wow. The only thing close to 160 here, because if this is 160 and this is 200, that's 40. That means this is 20. So yeah, so I would say 166, which would be C, the median mark score. So, oh shucks, this here got 2 questions in it, but this one is C. Yeah. And then the median max score, what is the median? Median means half. So if this is 200, where is 100? 100 is here. Where is that? Okay, so if this is 30, every one of these boxes is 1. So that makes it easy. Because from 30 to 40 is 10, and it's 10 boxes in between here. So 10 divided by 10 is 1. So 100 will be here. So how much boxes across that is? 2? 1, 2, 2.5. They look like 2.5 to me. So that would be 35, 36, 37 and something. 37 and something. So I would just pick 37 then. So I would just pick B. Yeah, 37. Okay. In a box, there are 8 red, 7 blue. 1 marble is picked randomly. So we got to find how much marbles in all. 8 and 6 is 14, plus 7 is 21. So that's 21 as the denominator. What is the probability? It is neither blue nor green. So if it's not blue nor green, that means it's red. So that means it's 8. So that's A. You see how English by? Wow. There we go. How many students play cricket? Oof. They said 720 students played. So what I would do first is 30%. So that means this is not 90. So I would go with changing this, changing all them to percent and finding the percent. It comes down to the same thing. Eh? So let me see how this works. So look at this, right? If it's 90 degrees, 90 degrees is a quarter, and a quarter is 25%. Everybody should know that, right? And so we have the 3% overall. So let me add up that. So this would give me 66%. I'm trying to see which ones make more sense. I think using the degrees is better. So since this is the degrees, let's use the degrees. This would be 90 degrees, 30% of 360. What degrees is that? Let's see. Take off that. Take off that. So 3 times 36. 36 times 3. 18. 9, 108. So that means this is 108 degrees. So we add up these three, minus it from 360. So that would be what? 90, 108, and 36 degrees. 14, 10, 3, 1, 234. So 360 minus 234. So 126 degrees. So this is 126 degrees. So to find how much to split, we say 126 over 360 times 720. And I'm going to show you why I chose these numbers. Why did I choose to go with the degrees and not the angles? I know that 36 is half of 72. So I know that going to make it easy for me to cancel. So if I cancel this, 36 to self one into this twice, 2 times that is what? 1, 2. So let's see, 256, 252, 252. Because all I have to do is say 2 times 126. So the answer is C. Yeah. All right. So this is something similar to the one before. A student picked at random from the group. So if it says from the group, that means out of 200. It's the whole group they're picking out of. What is the probability the student is a male? So one of these numbers here. A male who traveled to school by taxi. A male who traveled to school by taxi on that day is 50. Cancel your zeros. 5 into itself goes ones into 24 times. So it's 1/4. So the answer is A. So here we have again the number of children who have a mass at least 41. At least is 41 or more. So that means we're looking at 41 and this way. So at least 41. So that would be 12 and 38. That's 50. 50 and 20 is 70. So the answer is C. Yeah, 70. The lower limit of the model class. So first of all, which one is the model class? Who got the most people in it? So this class has the most people. That's the model class. 38 is the biggest. So the lower limit of that is 51.0. So the answer is D. Miss Clark, you gotta read because they could be asking for something else. Miss Clark arranged 15 test scores in order of size and selected the 8 scores. So that's, she put them from smallest to biggest and picked the middle one. So that's the median. So that's D. We did that one already. The pie chart not drawn to scale shows how 12 hours used in studying English, da, 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 da. The amount of time spent studying mathematics is approximately 90 degrees. So since 90 degrees is a quarter, so a quarter of 12 hours is 3 hours. Yeah, 1, 3. So it's 3 hours. So the answer is C. If the mean of 4 numbers, including x, is that 1, 2, 3, 4 is 10. So that means 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus x divided by 4 is equal to 10. So you know you just transpose. So that's 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus x equal 40. So that means that's 20, 24 plus x equal 40. So x is equal to 40 minus 24, which is what, 16? So the answer is 16D. Yeah. All right, so this is another probability. So it says a student, a respondent is selected at random. So if it means out of random, that means it's out of 100. That's from everybody. What is the probability that the select is selected from? P. So that means this is the numbers we're looking at. So P has a positive attitude. So what's the number for positive? On the P is 25. 25 out of 100 is a quarter, which is the same thing as, and if you divide by 100 is 0.25. So the answer is A. All right. So it says here the following table shows the number of words of a group of 60 students that got correct in a spelling error. That consists of 10 words. The mode number of words spelled is 7 because they got the most people. So the answer is A. Yep. The following, the median number of words, median is 60. So half of 60 is 30. So you're looking for the 30 and the 31st student. So where that gonna fall? So 8. So this is 10, that's 28. So it can fall. The 30 and 30 students can fall here. So the answer is 9 words. So the answer is B. Yep. Remember, if you divide by 2, you find the position and where that student can fall. All right. Thank God we did this. It says if 180 how much students in the group play football. Football is 190. No, you gotta be careful still. Football is a quarter. Yeah, it's the same question, so the answer is C. 720. Out of 60 students, how many students bought at least 6 kg? At least means 6 or more. I think we did this already, but just in case, let's do it. 6 or more. This would be 11. This would be 5. This would be 4. This would be 7. This would be 3. So that's 10. 19, 30. So it's 30. So the answer is C, 30. This one looks familiar as well. The semi-interquartile range. So that means you got to say the upper quartile minus the lower quartile, and you got to divide by 2. So let's look for the upper and the lower quartile quickly. So the upper quartile, because this is the median, this is the middle. So the upper quartile is half of that, half the top, which is 15. Now, because this is 1, you divide by 5, each small box is 0.2 here. So let's go. So 15, so that would be 2.2, 2.4, 2.6. So that would be 2.6 minus, let's look for the lower quartile. This would be 1.2. It looks so. I don't even know. Let me see. It looks like it's half. So if this is 1.2, 1.3, that looks like 1.3 to me. So when you subtract that, so you get 1.3, but you got to divide 1.3 by 2. Divided by 2. So this would be 0. Half of 13 is what? 6.5, 0.65. So your answer is A. Yeah, your answer is A. Because 1.3 divided by 2. All right. 600 students. This one looked familiar. I remember this number. The answer is 480 because 1/5 of 600 was the 120. So that means the 4/5 because if 1/5 failed, 4/5 pass. So this was C. The answer is C. And that is it, guys. That's the answers for the statistics.